Hello guys and welcome to my emulated Amiga 1200 that I had backed up before I sold it, so I have access to all the stuff from back in the days. However, I want to show you Tornado 3D. I have a demo version of it here. Um, and just so you know, I'm trying to emulate this Amiga as close as possible to real 68K 060 uh, processor. So, okay, Tornado, weird interface. I never used it for anything, but it had a lot of cool things when it comes to the rendering aspects of it. And if you think about Lightwave, we have VPR, right? And VPR was introduced with Lightwave 10. I can't exactly remember when Lightwave 10 was released. Was it 2000? Was it 2010, 2011? I can't remember. Doesn't matter. These guys, let me bring up the about here so you can see it. So these guys are called iLight, and was an Italian company doing products for the Amiga, and this was one of them. And you have to understand that during this time, the Amiga went through a lot of changes. One of the things was that Phase 5 released the dual processor cards, 68K plus a PowerPC co-processor, more or less. Um, some people refer to the PowerPC processor as the most expensive MP3 decoder they've ever used, right? Yeah, things like that. Anyways, but I liked, not I liked actually looked at all of this stuff and they decided to make a 3D software that could utilize these things. So one of the cool things is that, well, if I go into this is perspective view right now. So if I can I actually oh yeah I tried to do some let me go into preview and flat shade maybe. Is this faster? Yeah, this is faster. So this is sort of like the preview mode, but again, I'm looking through the camera. So let's. I think it's the camera. No, it's not. But way faster. This is way faster than using what do you say wireframe, right? And then if I do that, I will actually see the camera view right now, right? And there's some animation here as well. So if I play here, hit play, you can see that, oh yeah, there's some animation and it has to redraw and yeah, it takes some time, right? The cool thing with this software was that it actually supported all the PowerPC processors and also the graphics cards that actually had 3D acceleration. So of course it doesn't show right now, but if I would open preferences here, this is this is a demo version, so I can't actually set anything. But in essence, you could actually say, hey, I'm graphics driver is this one, the co-processor is going to be the Power PC and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, all of this stuff was real time, and even more so if I go into preview here and turn on photorealistic. So this is going to take its time right now because I only have a 68K 060 uh, emulated at roughly the same speed as a real one at 50 megahertz. So yeah, and but here you can see that you have a fairly good preview. I mean, today with today's uh, standards, of course, this looks like a regular OpenGL preview that is going to be 60,000 frames per second. In a proper application, like let's say ZBrush or something like that, right? Um, but what you have to think about is again the time when this came out, and also if you had the PowerPC processor and one of the graphics cards, in this particular case, I think it was the Permedia 2, that was actually a graphics card that you did not put into a Zorro slot on the Amiga, but you actually put it on a slot on the actual PowerPC accelerator board itself. So it was a very, very, very fast graphics board. And for that time, again, this photorealistic preview, and I've seen this, I remember watching this on a proper PC that had all of these things that I just talked about. This preview here for this particular scene was real time. He could hit play and it was 30 frames per second. Now it's like super slow, right? Because I'm waiting on the 68K and processor and the PowerPC processor plus the Premedia 2 processor was actually just accelerating this like to no end, and that was I mean that was amazing to see because again we're talking 1997, where the Amiga started to really crumble and just as a platform it just sort of vanished. But this sort of stuff, super super impressive. Can I stop this, please? Um, for the time, for that time. So looking at something like VPR or maybe F prime as well, it took some time for other software, at least commercial software, to sort of do what this software did back in 1997. So that's what I wanted to tell you and also show you. Uh, so you can see it. I'm not lying here. But yeah, it's amazing to see where Lightwave is going right now. And well, cheers and thanks for watching.